Hey, how you all doing? In the last video I blew up the generator, which was interesting. It actually does blow up, and stuff happens and everything spews everywhere, which is kind of very interesting. Now this build is much more developed and I've already chosen which path I want to take. As you can see, I chose Faith. And it's very detailed. Everything is extremely detailed. Anyways, there's survivors coming in, but that's not what this video is going to really focus on. We're going to talk about automatons and resources. Boom, code thumpers. So resources to an extent help you to... I never thought about that, but I don't altogether. Resources to an extent increase your ability to fight back the coal again, in terms of acquiring more resources, so your coal consumption does not exceed production. So the main resource that you need to take care of is coal. If you don't, you'll experience a lot of problems later on in the game. So building more of these buildings can, and I actually didn't think about it, building one here. More of these buildings reduce the chance of you running out of coal as a resource. But once you have enough, only the healthy are welcomed, not important. Once you have enough coal supplied, you'll be able to meet all the needs of your civilization without worrying about anything. The next thing is steel. Steel and wood can be found in the Frostland by sending out scouts to various locations. So they'll collect wood and steel along with steam cores. Now the steam cores are used to build... Sorry, wrong area. The steam cores are used to build certain types of buildings. For example, the hothouse and this building, the factory. Factory can be used to produce automatons. Automatons are very efficient depending on how well up the tech tree you advance. And they can be used to mine coal, gather wood, and they can also be put inside of certain buildings, like this building here, which is a hunter's hangar. You know, the hunters go out at night and gather food and carry it back to the city. You can put an automaton in there. The automaton won't necessarily affect coal consumption, but once it goes to the generator, so it won't affect it in the scale versus building a steam hub, but if it needs to go to the generator, it will pull from it, and that increases the amount of coal used at that time. I don't care at this moment. It's not a primary issue. The other video I made was about heat. I'll take care of that situation in a bit, in another build. But the resources in terms of the automatons, build as much of them as you can, because when the city reaches a certain point and it gets extremely cold, automatons will be the best bet at survival, and they can actually go longer than the people can within your city, your citizens. So if you keep more automatons working and ensure that they're well supplied, and you can also use emergency shift just in case you need more. If you keep the automatons going, you won't have any issues nearing the end of the game. But if you don't advance in that level and get automatons quickly, then you'll experience a lot of problems in trying to survive far beyond um, the storm, because the temperature continuously falls and people can only work for so long in certain conditions. But it all depends on how well and how efficient you are at gathering resources and meeting the needs of your people. Steam cores are very valuable. Building outposts, let's go to tech. Outposts, they allow you to send a team of individuals into the wilderness to gather resources from various locations, and these resources can be used to produce coal, Yeah, it can be used to gather coal, sorry, produce wood and steel. And so the resources gained from these can be used to create more automatons and decrease the dependency on your human labor force, your human resource, and you can reassign them to other tasks like researching to increase generator efficiency and gathering more resources. This is a fifth stage build, as I would call it, as I've actually redesigned everything and done everything over again from what I did in my first few videos of this particular game. And the automatons are very efficient, but the only way they get there is when you research tech 4 and 3. So once you reach tech 4 and 3, automatons will become much more efficient at meeting the demands of gathering resources, whether it be food, coal, or anything else. And if you have enough automatons, you can actually turn off the heating. Oh, sorry, I think there are people in this building. I almost killed them. You can turn off the heating on the buildings as well. So it also conserves coal at the same time, uses coal. But the benefit is that the usage does not exceed the production, and the value exceeds the effects of having them running around. But having more automatons working and limited coal supply is always a bad idea. Don't think about it, don't do it, because in the long run, when your city needs coal to run the generator, it won't be working, and the automatons will stop. Why? Because they're unable to refuel. So they have to come to the generator, or they go to steam pumps to refuel, and if they don't have enough resources to maintain everything, the automatons will stop working, the city will freeze, the generator will stop, and discontent will rise. But gathering resources in the beginning of the game and putting in automatons in most of the coal gathering facilities and production facilities reduces the chances of most of your people dying, and to an extent can allow you to gravitate up the tech tree faster, because you can also put them in steelworks and you can put them in wood production, like this wall drill right here. But I have people working there currently, and I have a lot of wood. But if you do it right, you'll be able to sustain your city with limited issues and limited problems. See this infinite amount of automatons. I could do that, but I'd need a lot of resources. Currently thinking about if I could actually do it. I'm going to try it in the Ark and make a video and let you guys know if it's possible. But as you can see here, I have a lot of coal buildings, coal thumpers to be exact. I have a lot of them working, and most of them have automatons working in them. The idea is that the more automatons you have working, is the more efficient the gathering is, and the less likely you are to run out of resources in order to maintain production of heat. Well, that's it for this video about resources, and I'll see you in the next one. Maybe I'll blow up the generator again.